log in. LP Army will teach you the way to be LP warrior starting this day. We live for the fees we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul and now we sing our song. We live for the fees we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul and now we sing our song. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic fees, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Terrible we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Spot, could ask, use them all. Winning's the task, we heed the call. Bootcamp, join our ranks so tight. Listen to the Goose Gang and gain your might. We will print and we will earn. Once you gain is tokens burn. Join the ranks of the brave and bold. Story of the LP Army told. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic feast, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereof we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Make your position and join the pool. Post your wins with Alex's tool. LP Army, we fight to win. Your journey is about to begin. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic fees, our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Terrible we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rut and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Oh.
Hell yeah. Welcome everybody. Day 2, LP Army boot camp. This is the 12th one. It was awesome, man. I'm so glad to see all of you here. And we will get this cracking right on into it. Let's see. And share my screen. So here we go. Welcome. So same disclaimer as yesterday. Is informational purposes, not financial advice. Do your own research. If you are anything you invest, you do so at your own risk. So if you're not cool with that, bye, Felicia. Hopefully you guys are all still here. But here are the prerequisites. You will need a wallet. You don't have to have a soul, but that's for you to be able to follow along with us. And of course, be prepared to lose before you win. And this is who I am. I am Heavy Metal Cook. I'm the bootcamp moderator for the LP Army. I'm a manager of an IT department. I do a lot of volunteer work I stay busier than a cat covering poop on a marble floor. I'm into cooking and heavy metal, hence the name, and of course, weightlifting. But enough about me. Welcoming some of our other instructors that are with us today, Photon Magic, Geek Glad, Otto, and Gosha. Thanks, guys. They're here to help answer questions in the chat. So thanks for coming today, guys, and helping out. We want you to get the most out of this course, so please use the chat for your questions, and anything that we need to answer on live, we will, but instructors may be answering your questions there. Learn by doing. We want you to follow along when you can. This is, you must complete both days of this course to graduate. If you already had the LP Army, or if you already had the bootcamp trainee from a previous bootcamp, you're good. You don't need to go back and do the one that we did yesterday. That's fine. You're good. If you did not do yesterday, please go do it, because that will be required for you to graduate. Of course, we welcome feedback. That's how we grow, constructive feedback. So if you have suggestions how we can improve, share it with us on Discord. So this here is a QR code. You scan it with your phone or PC. If you need to use Google Lens, you can try that. This is some just additional resources. We'll show this again later, but it's additional resources, links, guides, some helpful X accounts to follow, of people who provide good content to help you learn, and some additional stuff about bends, bend steps, and I am going to touch on that here briefly, actually, as a review. There was a bunch of people who were struggling with that yesterday, so we'll try to cover that. Let's see if I can bring this up here and switch to this. Okay, zoom in. Change screens here. Where is it? Here we go. So we're going to talk about bends. It's just a refresher here, a little bit of confusion that we had yesterday. So a bin is a container that holds liquidity. Bins are fixed on the blockchain, and where you deposit liquidity into a bin can have nothing in it. It can have only one token in it. It can have 2 tokens in it. Only the active bin, meaning the bin where the current price is going to be able to have some of both tokens in that bin. And that bin represents a specific price point, right? And so your liquidity is put into this bin along with everybody else who's put liquidity into that same bin. Okay, so it's like a shared container. It's like, imagine like a giant box, and I put my money in, and Photon puts his money in, and Otto puts his money in. It's all in that same box, and there's a lot of boxes here, right? We all put whatever amount of money we want into these containers. So this is where swaps happen within this container. And so there's no limit to how many bins can be in a pool. There's no limit to how much liquidity can be in a specific bin. And so now so moving on from that is the bin step. Okay. The bin step is what defines the change from one price to another. Okay. So a one bin step, that's 1 basis point, or basically 0.001. So you see here in this specific example, this is a 1 bin step pool. Okay. So this current price of this pair, WBTC and CBBTC, is 1.003. So 1 bin step, it goes up to 1.004. Okay. So swaps happen within this particular bin. Whenever all of the tokens for this bin have been traded for the other, then it can move to the next bin. Okay. It can't move to the next bin until all of it is traded for the other. As long as swaps go back and forth within this same bin, it's going to stay right there. So the more liquidity that's in a specific bin, the more swaps that can happen within that bin, and it's zero slippage for the trader, and that's what makes it attractive for you to get those swaps to come through your pool. That is going the wrong direction. Okay. So we talked about this, and this is the Bootcamp resources document. So you can go back to this at any time, and I will pin it in the Bootcamp channel later today. Here again, this is the bin step. We talked about. I give the multiplication here of some examples here. You should be able to figure out the math for everything else. So yeah, I don't know if there's any particular questions, if I've clarified this enough or not. But again, these resources are out there for you guys. Your bins and bin steps is one of the things that people struggle with the most. I think in the very beginning. So if you're not sure, let us know. Happy to answer those. Okay. All right. So let me switch back to the presentation. Okay, so there's that again. Okay. So here's the agenda for today. We're building upon what we learned yesterday in day one. We're going to show you some community tools and ways to find things to LP. Going to get into some very basic chart reading, and some more advanced strategies. There'll be hands-on activities and demos. And then of course we'll talk about the graduation requirements, how you can do that, become an LP Army private, joining the LP Army. And of course, we want to spend some time answering your questions. So there. So here's what you should know by the end of today. We're going to teach you some safety stuff. Again, how to find opportunities, strategies, some tools that you can use, and we'll actually do some live demo. So how to survive and thrive as an LPer? You need to set yourself some rules. It's good to use a systematic approach. The name of the game is consistency and risk management. Figure out how much you're willing to lose per trade and figure out when you will take profit and know your risk tolerance. Practice a lot. Some people like to think of that Meteora stimulus package as a helping offset your losses. I mean, me personally, that's just cherry on a Sunday, but practice small, and then you can push yourself later to try higher amounts. So master the platform and master your feelings. Work with others, connect with others in the Discord. Helping, it's not zero sum. It's PPP, player promote player. So get involved with others. Share what you've learned. Share. You're just like, hey, I'm earning really well in this pool or something like that. Share with others. It's benefit for all, including yourself. Okay, key tools you're going to need. We're going to talk about some on-chain tools and other apps as well. Is something safe? We have things like rug check and bubble maps. Is there volume for this? Is this a good opportunity? Tools like Metlex and DexScreener, GMGN, how things are going. What does your profit look like? Are you getting better? We're going to talk about these things today. So some community tools in finding opportunities. In our own Discord, there's a DLMM together. You can see what some other people have been doing. They may give a thesis on what they did, talked about their strategy or whatever. You have Geek Lad's DLMM Ops bot in the channel. The commands are pinned there for help, but it'll give you some information. Whoops. Here we go. That's what I'm trying to show. There we go. It'll give you some pairs. There's a lot of choices for this, such as just show me the rugs, just show me those stables, degen, what pools are hot at any given moment. So that's one particular tool that you can use. And Geek Lad's got some improvement coming soon, so he's going to make that even better. Metlex.io, you've probably seen some profit loss cards around. This is a really, really, really great tool. You can check your fees, that your wallet, or how many fees you've generated for your entire wallet. You can do the P&L cards. You can search for pools and that sort of thing. And we're actually going to demo that right now. So let's separate this. Share the correct screen. Okay. So here we go. Metlux.io. So what you can do here is there's a few different tools here that you can use. We're going to only touch on a couple of them. The DLMM 100. This particular tool you can use to find things. You can show filters, say fee greater than 5%, 2%, 1%, or show all. Right now I'm just going to select 2%, filter by volume. I want to see the last 6 hours, sort by volume, minimum liquidity. I want to go a little bit safer, so I'm going to say something minimum $100,000 of liquidity and max 1 million. Okay. So show me what we've got. So we can see some pools here. You'll see the 24-hour fee over TVL. Again, we talked about that yesterday. That number can change drastically depending on what people are depositing or removing. But you'll see today's fees here and 24-hour fees. The amount of TVL in this very specific pool and the amount of volume in the last 24 hours. And this is pretty cool. So you see the TVL is 440,000 and the last 24 hours, $800,000 has run through there. So this particular pool, this jail stool soul pool is getting some volume. So you see it's 100 bin step, base fee is 2%, and the market cap of 44 million. Then you see here current price change. So this one in the last 24 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour, it's been pumping. A little bit of downtrend right now. And then you can see the transactions. These are in green buys and then red sells. So you see what's happened. In the last 5 minutes, there's been no buys and 15 sells. So there's a lot of data here. We can pick something that maybe looks good. Let's see here. And I really isolated it here. But you can, like if you want to go and just swap on Jupiter, you've got a button here. You've got the LFG that'll take you directly to that pool. If you want to analyze the chart more, you've got these buttons here for GMGN and 8 Pro. These two on this side will show me the jail stool, and then these two will show me Soul. So whatever the two pairs are. So this is a great tool to use for that. The other really cool one that I like is the magical button. And so here we can define, show me pools of a specific minimum bin step, maximum bin step, base fee, and so on and so forth. I'm going to set this to 100 bin step, max bin step 200, base fee. We'll go ahead and leave that at 0.2%, and the max base fee, we'll just leave that as it is. Here you have this button, show only strict. That means Jupiter's strict list. Or if you leave the box checked, all rugs, that means show me everything. If you only want to see what's on the Jupiter list, we uncheck that. And you collect the little rocket to go. So there's a few pools coming, and it's going to take a minute to load. It's really cool because Alex, the dev, he's integrated GMGN charts directly into this. And again, you can see here, this PopCat Soul, today's fees, $4,000. The TVL is 625,000, and the volume is 1.7 million. Bin step, base fee, all that good stuff. So you see what the chart's looking like here. You know, you can do these things. You can apply indicators to it if you'd like. This one doesn't look so hot right here, so that one's a pass. PEP, like this one, this may be a neat little one to do. Maybe there's a better pool. Maybe I could filter this differently, show me a better pool for this. Who knows? But there's you can see it showing me more than one jail stool pool here. I think. Oh, no, that was on the previous screen. So this is a great way to find opportunities. You can but the point is that you filter this based upon your risk. If it's just like, hey, I want to go maybe something a little bit more degen, set minimum bin step of 200, show me all the rugs. And you can even sort by the volume or the number of boxes that you want on this thing. We'll stay away from those. It's loading up. Sol USDC. Well, there's a lot of up and down happening there today. So anyway, this is one great tool that you can use to help you find some opportunities. Like this one, they don't look too good. So anyway, see what's going on with that. And let me switch to another screen. Yeah, this question here. Yeah, the 24-hour over TVL, it's the same as Meteora. Yeah, so take it with a pinch of salt. Why would anyone care about bin steps? Wouldn't it all just come down to total APR? Well, bin steps, it matters in that, like, if you're wanting to capture more volume at a particular time, I mean, how do you assess the APR for a specific range? Well, you really can't until you get into it. It'll show you once you get into it, but it's hard to calculate that beforehand because it's not for the entire pool. It's for whatever specific range you defined. So there's a lot of different reasons why you would choose a different bin step. So anyway, let me get back to the presentation here. Okay. So surviving and thriving safety, this is something that's extremely important that you do. You have tools such as HawkFi. I mean, not HawkFi, Rug Check. You put in the CA and you look here, you can see, danger, copycat token, low liquidity, all these bad things. Maybe this is not one that you want to do. It'll tell you all of these various things right here. Bubble maps is another great tool. And we'll demo some of these as we go. But it'll show you the distribution of a token out there using the different bubbles. Each one of these represents a wallet, and you can see over here on the right hand side how much these particular wallets hold of the token. Like this top one, that's the Radium pool, and then here all these clusters here. These could be wallets that are like connected where they're sending back and forth. It can be innocuous. It could mean something bad. If you're seeing a large cluster of things, that's not good. That's a rug indicator. And then, of course, wash trading. Wash trading is done with bots. You'll see here, this is a very unnatural volume here on the chart. You can see it's like very steady. And then here's this gap. It's like their bot crashed or something. It died or whatever. And then it came back, right? And so you want to watch out for wash trading because that's an indicator that it's going to rug, right? This is not actual real live traders buying and selling this token. They're just doing this to make their token look attractive and hopefully convince people to buy in before they go and rug you. So typically done on new coins, but it can happen even on older ones. Beans asked here, when you select percentage on DLM filter Metlex, is that the dynamic fee? No, that's going to be the base fee. And what would legit volume look like? Well, we'll show you whenever we get to one. So reading charts, you don't have to be a master of technical analysis. I'm certainly not the master of technical analysis, but using certain tools, you can make some educated guesses on what to LP or where to LP. Um, like here, for example, this is really cool. Tell you what's been happening in the last 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, and the net buy. When you have a net buy close to zero, then that's pretty good. If you have if it's gone in the negative, well, that means that thing could be on the down, and of course, positive is pumping. Um, you'll see here how many buys and sells have been happening in the last 1 minute. If you choose the different buttons, it'll change these things, and also some great indicators down here. We'll demonstrate these things more in detail here. Okay, so technical analysis indicators. You find something that works for you, but these are some of the common ones that we like to use. You could try the MACD indicator. Like here, the blue line, it's the crossing signal. You see whenever this crosses the orange line, it's giving an indicator. Like here, when that crosses under it, it's showing a downtrend. And whenever it crosses back over it, it's going back up. And then you'll see here in these little lines, this is volume, right? The dark green is pump, and the light green is whenever the buys is starting to slow down a little bit. So you see here you had some good buys, a lot, and then it started to slow back down, and that's kind of the indicator that, hey, this thing might start selling. And you see here it had a big dip, and then the buys started to slow down and it came back up. So these are kind of give you an idea of maybe what the token's going to do. These are big pumps and big dumps, and whenever you have these small ones, that's kind of ranging, and that's kind of ideal uh, for that. So then you've got the RSI indicator. It's really just like 3 lines here, the 30, the 50, and the 70. And it'll tell you whether something has been overbought or oversold. So whenever it goes above the line here, this token is kind of overbought, and that means that it's prime to come back down. You've maybe hit the resistance there. And if it goes below the line, it's kind of undersold, and it may be primed to come back up, hit that bottom, hit the support. Doesn't always mean that, but that's what it can indicate. Potential reversals here. Okay, and we will demonstrate all of these live here. Some more technical analysis indicators. Heckin' ashy candles, and that's just a way to change your candles. It's not an actual indicator. On top here, these are just normal candles. So you'll see the green and the red with the little wicks all over them, right? The Heckin' ashy candles, you'll see, I mean, this is the same chart. You see, like right here, we have, oops. You see there's no wicks on the bottom. So this is kind of indicating that this thing, the trend is up, right? And then in the reversal, like if you see no wicks here on this down, this is a trend, it's trending down. So you see like the real difference right here at the top. You have it looks a little bit different here because this up and down, the trend really didn't change, where it was a pump up and a pump down. Here the the volume profile visible range. This is a cool thing. So what this is telling you, you've got buys and sells here, or I think it's the yellow is sells and the blue is buys. So this is where the most volume has been happening in a particular given time. So you had a lot of volume in this range right here. Now, of course, as time went on, it moved up here, and this may grow as time goes, but this may help you be able to set your range, because you want to capture where all the volume is happening, right? That's how we're earning our fees. So this may give you a little bit of indicator of, okay, I want to capture in this place and up to here. I don't really care about these little tiny wicks way up there. That's not going to help me. I want to concentrate perhaps only in this area right here. So we will. Okay, so actually I'm going to do a demo of those right there. So we're coming back to here, and we will pick a token. Actually, let me just demo on this one right here. This will work. Okay. So this is Jail Stool, and we can see here I've selected, this is a 1 minute chart. I set it to Sol. And we'll see here, we've got a lot of volume in this particular range right here right now. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We see our MACD. Right now, it looks like it's on a downtrend. We can see I'm using the Hekinashi candles. And you change these here. You can go regular candles. I'll just change this to the Hekinashi. And then here are your indicators. I like to favorite some of these. The MACD, the relative strength index, and the volume profile visible range. You can get chart overload, so sometimes you may want to just pick one or two of these and go with that. Otherwise, you've got too much information on the screen. But pick what works for you. But anyway, here on the MACD, we'll see right now we're on a downtrend, and that tells us. See, you can see from the Hekinashi candles that it's not much wicks. It was mostly going down. We see here we have some downtrends, but you can see now these little candles are starting to lighten up, and you've got some green going here. The lines are about to cross. So we may be looking at an uptrend here. And down here on the RSI, you see it come down really close to the bottom here. So this may be the support, and maybe finding the support here. So we're looking for it to maybe go back up. So what to range with? Well, you can draw some lines here. Say maybe right here. And then see there's a lot of volume right here. That's where it's been. So maybe that's the range that you want. Stop. So you can see that it marked these ranges right here. Or you can also use this, and it'll tell you the top of your range right here, and then go down 12 almost 13% of what that's what you want for a range. This may be a little bit tight range. If you think maybe it could go lower, you can expand that. And all of these are all buttons here on the left-hand side. You choose different things. I'm choosing the price range measure. So if I think this is going to be about where the top is, but I think it's got, let's just say I believe that it may come down to here. Okay, so now I've got this set at about 16%. So I am going to copy that. Come over here. Put in the CA. So I see here at the top, Jail Stool Soul, and you guys can follow along with this if you'd like. We talked a little bit yesterday. What do I want to pick? If I'm going 16%, the 20 bin step, I would have to use multiple positions to be able to cover that much range. Here, the 100 bin step, I can see it's got quite a bit of TVL here. Now, there is a difference here. You see there's a lot more volume running through this 20 bin step on less TVL. But we're still getting more volume than we are TVL on the 100, 2%. So I'm going to go with this one because I just want to create a single range here, right? So we're looking here, the top about 48 and 408. Now I got two choices here. I can go one-sided, and that's just as simple as, simple as that right there. I set that up one-sided, and you got to make a decision on what you think it's going to do. If you really think it's going to go down, go with that bid ask. If you think it's going to range in this particular area a lot, then maybe stick with Soul. But I'm actually going to stack a strategy here. I'm going to put in 0.2 Soul, one-sided, in spot. Okay. And now I'm going to add to the same position, mixing my strategy. I'm just doing 50-50 on this. You can do whatever combination you want, but I've got bid ask here, 0.2%. Add liquidity. And I didn't set my range on this. I'm just giving the one-sided example. So let's actually do that with selecting the range that we defined here. So I'm going to do a new position. And I actually need to get some jail stool because I don't have any. Just for giggles, I'm going to do 0.1 Soul. Okay. So I'm going to go, let's go half on this. Actually, let's use autofill so we get a nice balance there, right? So what did we say? We wanted the top at 48. And this pool may not be big enough to do that. Is that 0? Oh. Am I looking in? Okay. So I'm going to go 16%. I'm going to change that right there. I'm going to bring this down to here. If I believe that's where it's going to range. Hopefully I didn't just make all that very confusing. And just for fun, I'll put in the other half in bid ask, just because, again, if I think it's going to drop down, I want to buy more of the token at a lower price. And if it pumps, I want to sell more of it at a higher price. I've got a mixed strategy because I still want to earn some fees as it ranges. So there we go. So hopefully we'll earn some fees here. We've already got a little bit, not enough to claim. It's not worth it. But that is kind of one of the basic things here. I'm going to remove that. Okay. Let me come back to the StreamYard. See if I've got any questions. How do you get your tool to show the percentage? Okay. So let me show that again. So what I'm doing over here on the left-hand side of my chart, there's this button right here. I think the default is long position. There's a little arrow. I come down here and I'm finding measure price range, right? And let's say that I think it's going to be ranging about right here at the top. And I just click and drag and bring it down to where I think it's going to stop and let go. Well, actually click. There you go. So that's how it measured it for me.
You can also use the measurement tool. I like the shift click. So if you just like shift click somewhere on the chart, it'll start drawing a measurement tool for you. So it's like a really quick, easy way to do it.
Yep, it's another way to do it. Okay. Get rid of this here. Move that drawings. Let's say, actually, let's look at a different token here. PEP. Okay. So PEP, it had a little pump here. It looks overbought. It's trending back down. Maybe I want to define a bid ask, right? And I want to go about like that, right? So I might set up my bid ask right here in this particular range, which is almost 14% from where the token is currently at. And so I can set up that one-sided bid ask, which is a very common strategy used for starting out, especially with meme coins. Your more established tokens, not so much. But if I think this thing's going to come down, I'm going to set up a bid ask like that. Okay. Still doing good on time. How do you add the volume indicator on the right? So let me do that. Let me show you how that works. So we've got up here the little FX symbol. And the indicators you can just type to find. That particular one is the volume profile visible range. So that's how you would add that up here. I'm gonna kill it. I find it, click it, and there it is. It's added right there. Very handy tool. Any of these you can kill like so. Now, something else that I want to point out is, you've got a lot of different charting tools, and every pool has got links to Bird Eye, Gecko Terminal, Dex Screener, Dex Tools, GMGN. I and a lot of others have a preference for GMGN, and the reason for that is because these others, if I just open Bird Eye, Bird Eye is going to show me only the chart for this very specific pool. This one pool is all it's going to show me. Okay. So, I mean, that may be fine and good, but I would rather see what the entire market is doing all at once instead of just this one.
You
And
can
that's
change
what
it in the drop down there.
I'm sorry, what?
There's a drop down there, the data source. If you click that drop down, you can do all markets.
Yes,
Right.
that's true. That's true. In Bird Eye, you can do that.
Yeah.
But it's going to default to that. And Dex Screener and Dex Tools, they do this as well. Dex Tools, which used to be my favorite until GMGN showed up on the screen, on the scene. So you've got this, and it's just showing me this very one specific pool. But I can, if I click the little binoculars here, it'll show me lots of other pools for this specific pair out there on the market. I can see that the vast majority of liquidity is in this Meteora dynamic pool, actually. That's surprising. That's where most of the liquidity is, but not so much on the transactions. This particular one here, there's like 9 million in liquidity, almost 10 million in liquidity and more trades. But out here on Radium, there's 3 million in liquidity and they're getting a lot more swaps. They probably have a smaller fee. But I could pick any one of these to look at, or I can just come to GMGN and it aggregates everything. This is like the entirety of the market. So I can see what's happening on a much bigger scale. And I think it's better to have that information. So I could see what's happening in the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 24-hour. Right. So I could see in 1 minute what the net buy is, how many buys, how many sells, the volume. And as you change here, GMGN has got a lot of other great things built in. The DGN audit down here, you can see it's passing this, no mint, blacklist, burnt, top 10. And of course, it's got bubble maps built right in. This little button right here, I'm going to look at the bubble map for it. And this is wonderful, right? Very even distribution. You hover over, like here's the top holder, 4.42%. It's that wallet right there. There's nothing bundled. Let me show you one that looks nasty. So you get a better idea of what that looks like. This may not be a nasty one. Well, here you can see this one wallet is holding 27%. That may not be so great. Let's see. I could find a real crappy, ugly one here. This one I can see right here. If you look right here, all of this very even trading, that's wash trading right there. This token is almost certainly a rug. Let's look at the bubble map on it. So you see here, well, that's not too bad. 10%, the top wallet, a little bit of bundling. Not sure what's happening with that one. Oh, here's a definite rug. Yeah, this one looks bad, right? 73% owned by one wallet. So this dude could nuke the entire chart all at once. I had found some earlier ones that were showed a lot of really big bundlings. If I can find one. No, that's not that one. They were all over the place earlier today. Well, anyway, you'll see it. They'll have a lot of lines connecting each other. Like this one. Okay, here we go. This one wallet, all of these are connected to each other. So like the dev, he would go and send a bunch of tokens to all these other wallets, and you will see they all have like this same as amount in them. This is treat that as one wallet. They're holding all that liquidity right here. And so that's a danger. You don't want to be in this one. So that's a thing. You can actually go all day on GMGN, the different functions and features here. You see security audit, whether there's mint ability, whether liquidity is burnt. The top 10, only 16%. That looks pretty good to me. It'll show you snipers, what they've done, whether they've bought, they're sold, they're holding. You can see blue chip holders, top 10, and even down here in the activity, you can see, okay, KOLs and VCs, what are they doing? Whales, snipers, what the dev did. And it'll even show you any buys and sells. Probably have to go way back. It'll show buys and sells. Let's just do this here. So here you can see buys and sells. I've selected whales. You'll see a bunch of them, or the KOLs, all their buys and sells. So this is a great thing to tell you what's happening. If you see dev is like bought and sold early, that's kind of a good thing. If they bought and they haven't sold and it's pumped way up, that could be an indicator that they may be getting ready to rug. You don't know. But anyway, this particular one's looking pretty good. And we're earning some fees here. Neat. Going down. Okay. Geek, if I missed anything, or can I move on? What is a sniper? Sniper is somebody who, like, the second that token launches, they buy a bunch and they wait for it to hit a high peak, and then they sell it really fast. Snipers can totally ruin a token.
The Trenchbot bundle viewer is nice too. I don't know if you've ever used that one.
I have not.
Go to trench.bot.
Okay. All right. So advanced strategies here. So this particular one, we went one-sided, but we left some room above in this position. We didn't just do the entire range in a bid ask, and this one's actually a mix. You can see here there's a little bit here at the very base. So there's a layer of spot here and then some bid ask. We left some empty space here for this other token. So you see here, the price came down, earned some fees in this Lucy token, and then compounded those fees into a bid ask higher up here, so that hopefully whenever this token pumps, I'm selling those fees at higher prices. Here's classic geek led toothpaste tube, a layer of spot, and the bid ask. Geek, why don't you go ahead and explain this one?
Yeah, typically I'll do this the other way around, right? Where I'm I've got kind of the bid ask shape is on the other side, and typically I'll do it in other pools. But basically, the idea is you start with a small layer of spot, and then throw a bid ask on top of it. As the price moves more into the range, you withdraw the liquidity and then drop it back in again with that even spot, and then the bid ask on top of it. The idea is, you're gonna accumulate more at lower prices, but then as you squeeze out the toothpaste from the tube, right, that long spot amount, then you're gonna continue to earn fees with that spot position out front.
Yep. Here's something called the bid ask chill. It's mostly just bid ask. There may be a tiny bit of spot in here, but the idea here is that thinking that maybe this one is going to swing wide, so we want to sell at lower prices, or we want to buy at lower prices and we want to sell at higher prices. If it stays in this range right here, though, in this area, you're not going to get very much in fees. And that is one reason why people will lay down a layer of spot. But if it sticks right here, you're not going to get very much. And you'll notice that we don't really talk about curve too much. And that's because it really only works best with tokens that aren't moving very far from each other, such as stables. I have seen people use curve on Sol USDC, and that's fine so long as Sol is staying in one place. When it doesn't, you're going to get wrecked. But so yeah. Move on here. And this is a fun one, UN. He put this out, very simple, his strategy. Do this when price dumping. So one-sided bid ask, Sol. Do this when price pumping. One-sided, the other token, bid ask. It's a very effective strategy. It works. Excuse me. So you see here on this particular one, it came up what he believed to be a resistance level. So set up this one-sided Sol bid ask down to what he believes is the support. And as that token went down about right here, he said, okay, I think we've hit the bottom. So I'm going to flip that around, withdraw all my Sol and all the other token, and put in just the other token in a bid ask going back up. And whenever you get up to here, close, and you're in solid profit. You've earned quite a bit of money. It's very simple, but it's extremely effective. It's okay if you don't always hit that exact top or bottom. Sometimes you may say, okay, this is not going to go any further. It's time to flip. So it's just something that it depends on the token, what it's doing at any particular time. Okay. So now we talk a little bit about managing, well, not managing, but how you know if you're in profit or not. This is a cool community tool made by Maddox Bug. It is linked in the Bootcamp resources, but it's just lp4fun.vercel.app. You can check the status of your open positions. You can select one or all of them. You can do just one wallet or multiple wallets, but it's going to give you a live return on investment. So in this example, you see the current value 33.71, the current net profit 2.8 SOL, ROI 6.71. Now, what you need to keep in mind is that this is a measurement in SOL, and that may be what you want, but if you are looking at Metlex, whenever it does its profit and loss, and we'll show that, it's going to calculate in USDC. And for Bootcamp graduation, it's measured in the USDC value. So if, say, this particular thing shows you at 6.7% profit, it may not necessarily be the same in Metlex, because, what if the price of SOL has come down or something? It'll also let you show it in the other token. But it's a really cool tool. You can play with that. I like this tool. It's very handy to see how it's going. Let's see. It only works on the DLMM. It doesn't work for dynamic pools or anything like that. So let's see. Okay, so now we get to GeekLad's profit analysis tool. This is on every pool. You'll see that listed as the DLMM profit analysis tool. Again, on every single pool. You can track your wallet profitability over time. Where am I at? Okay, there we go. So this is pretty cool. And GeekLad, he may want to explain it even better than I can. But you can do things. You can filter out and show just like, what did I do today? Or how well did I do last week? How did I do over all time? There's the estimated points, total fees in USD, and divergence loss in USD, and then your total profit in USD. Geek, do you want to?
Yeah, and then the down below you can see it's segmented by the quote tokens that you're trading with, right? So if you're mostly doing degen stuff, you're going to see most of your activity happening in sort of the SOL section right there that you see at the top. And then you can filter by specific tokens. You can remove tokens. You can filter by time range. So like HMC said, if you want to see how you've done in the last week, the last month, there's like some quick buttons to just filter for those time frames, and it'll only show closed positions. So if you LP and you keep positions open for a long time, probably better to use Ultra LP or Maddox Bugs LP for Fun tool to kind of see your open positions and see what your profitability is on that. But yeah, this is really good for kind of getting a feel for how you're performing overall over time, over all your wallets on your or over your wallet for all of your closed positions.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of people who will use this, say they're done for the day and says, let me take a look and see how well I did today, or how well I did over this week. And they're using that as a gauge. I'm consistently winning here, right? And so maybe I will start betting a little bit bigger. Maybe you started out with only going with one SOL max in a pool, or half a SOL, And then you see over time, oh, I'm consistently winning here, so maybe I'll bet a little bit bigger. I'll start going a little bit bigger. So it's a great way to measure that success. Okay. So we kind of did this already, but we will do it again. Some more demo. And
Hey, Heavy Metal.
yeah,
Just wanted to double down on your earlier comments. It's now that we've gone through a bunch of strategies and techniques that, it's really about finding your own style. And we just covered the tool, Geek Lad's tool, about how there's different denominator or quote tokens. You might be doing more degen, like you said, and then you're going to be mostly in Sol, or you might be in USDC. But it's really about, like, there's been a lot of questions about what's risky, what's not, how, which strategies work, which ones are more risky, less risky. It's really about finding your own style, and that's why Heavy Metal said what he did about starting small, taking your time, figuring out what works for you. These are just examples that have worked for other people. Some work at higher time frames, some work at lower time frames, some want to chill. And it's really about how you can manage your own market making pathway and figure it out so that it works for you.
for sure. Yeah. And I'll actually dig into that right now. So here I am in this jail stool Sol pool. It's 100 bin step, 2%. And you can see I've got $114 in here. We haven't really earned very much at all on this particular one. Is it the most efficient one? Probably not. This is a well-established. It's been around for a little while, a week, two, whatever. But I'm gonna come up here to this right here, Jail Stool Sol. I love this feature. You can click on that, and it's going to show me just other Jail Stool Sol pools. The 20 bin step 0.2%. This one's going to be a banger. You're going to get a lot more money out of this one. But this one, if you go into a smaller bin step on a meme coin, you need to watch it. And if you don't have the time to watch it, then you should probably go with a more chill pool, like say the 100 bin step, because I've done this personally. I was like, oh, hey, here's a hot new token. Let me get into this. And yeah, I'll go full degen. I'll go into the 20 bin step. And then I get distracted. Maybe I get a work call and then I'm away from that thing 2 hours. And I come back and I look at it and I'm like, oh, noes, I'm completely wrecked here because this token dumped way down, or maybe it pumped way up out of my range and I totally missed it. I didn't withdraw, and then it dumped again and I missed my opportunity to withdraw it. Right. So you need to figure out what is going to work for you. What you have the time to watch. Right. And I want to make another example here of a common strategy. I'm just going to buy 0.1 of this particular token. Okay, just so that I can go two-sided with it. Okay, so I'm just going to go tight just for giggles here. Okay, so I've got this range, and let's say this is what I believe that it's going to stay in for a while or whatever. Maybe you went the full range. Who knows, right? If it dumps all the way down, it goes out of my range. What do I do? Do I think it's going to come back? Maybe. Maybe what I need to do, looking at the chart, is to set up a new position going even lower. And that's where you comes in real handy, the one-sided soul bid ask. So I'm going to set this up, and hopefully I'll earn some more fees down here at the bottom to offset any losses up here. But you have to learn how to figure out when to get out. That's another important thing with this, is sometimes a token is just going to start going down and it's not going to come back. Sometimes you have to just take your loss and go. And the difference between losing a little and losing a lot is making that call at the right time. So if it comes all the way down to right here, then maybe I pull it, right? And just take the L. It's not that bad. Maybe I've earned enough to offset. Maybe it's really close to break even. Who knows? But if I just sit there with thoughts and prayers all day and it just keeps going down, 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 by the time I'm finally, okay, I give up and I sold it, I've lost a whole lot more than I would have than if I had said, okay, let's kill it right here. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And this is what I think this is a great example here, because we saw this thing moving. You can get mesmerized by the, you see it, the token right there. It's being sold a little bit. Earlier it was swinging a little bit more. What's our dynamic fee on this? Not much. It's definitely moving. Okay. Let's pick something else. Let's take a look at this particular one. Duck memes. I have no idea what this is. So right here, this one is pretty obvious. It looks like it already rugged, but alarm bells might be honeypot, token frozen, blacklist enabled. Like it fails all the the audit checks. Yeah, you don't want it to get into that one. Just because it's on Metlex doesn't mean that it's good. Ducks and duck memes. So this one hasn't fully rugged yet. But you can see top 10, 99% is holding all of this token. 1.3 market cap, 1.3 million market cap. Risk. Look at the bubble map. Oh, yeah, it's not even going to do that one. That's nasty. Let's see what this one looks like. Token low liquidity, might be honeypot. All the same. Yeah, that one's nasty. 99% in this one wallet. Super rug. Mhm. Okay. So this particular one, top 10, only 14%. The audit indicators were all in the green. We'll see a net buy in the last 5 minutes of plus $40. That's not much. When we look at the chart, it's not looking good. We got a lot of volume up here. Down here, not so much. This thing may be done. And I only see here the dev. Yeah. He bought and sold early, but that's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't get into this one either. Because even though all these other indicators look good, some of the volumes died on this. This one's not going to be any fun. So, let's see if there's any questions. Can we look at Libra? Didn't it already get rugged? Yes. I don't think there's someone has had to open position so fast without you not seeing my wallet. I'm using Soulflare, and Soulflare does have a function of just it'll
Auto approve.
auto approve. So yeah. Let's see. I mean, if you guys want to see Libra, I'll show it to you. It's an ugly one. Okay. It's got this rug probability that's got something to do with if others rugged before or something. I don't know. So you can see here's the initial rug. And why people are buying this token, I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on here. Me personally, I wouldn't touch this token with a 10-foot pole. That just looks nasty. Yeah. High ownership. That's going to be a hard pass for me. There's other things you can use now, like this is Deck Screener. Some people like to use this as a way to find new things. You could see last 24 hours, what new pairs, and I'm on the new pairs right here. Things that have come out in the last 5 minutes. A lot of information here. It's self-explanatory, but what this token has done in the last 5 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hours. Excuse me. Its liquidity, its market cap. It's also to show you moonshot. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this, but you can come out here and read it, see what's trending, what's top. I think it should show you like what hasn't hit bonding yet. Is that right? I don't really use this. No other people do. One thing that I do know when you're looking at this here, all these things with lightning bolts, these are things that someone's like paid to boost the token to get attention here on the page. And I wouldn't get into that either. That's just me. Okay. Let's see. Not hit the bonding curve. See, I don't know if I can explain this in bumper sticker style. When you launch token, Geek, do you want to take that one? Explain the bonding curve.
Yeah, essentially the bonding curve is what the token needs to graduate. So initially, so like on Pump Fun or Moonshot, whatever launch platform the token is launching from, there's a bonding curve. So it has to exceed that bonding curve to basically leave the launch platform and then place that liquidity into either Meteora or Radium if it's in the case of Pump Fun. So once it reaches that bonding curve, once basically the market cap reaches a certain point, all of the liquidity is withdrawn from the launch platform. So all that liquidity comes out of Pump Fun or Moonshot or whatever, and then the majority of the liquidity is then placed into either dynamic pool in Meteora in the case of Moonshot, or into a standard Radium pool in the case of Pump Fun. And then so at that point, basically, that's where you start to see even more and more volume happening outside of the launch platform, and then that's really where people really start to buy it in earnest, or sell it, or dump it if they're a token creator.
Right.
Yeah, everything you see on Meteor typically is bonded. You don't want to open a pool before something's bonded because you could really get fucked. So
yeah, for real.
Typically you want to wait until it's already gone past the bonding curve and it's graduated, and the liquidity has gone either to Radium or Meteor dynamic pools.
So, fully new to Meteora, just starting to explore. Any suggestions on how to start exploring to understand what Meteora is exactly? Well, you start with day one, Bootcamp, but it's a decentralized exchange. So, it's a place where we provide liquidity. It's non-custodial. And so Jupiter, something that you use to swap tokens, it's going to route through a DEX such as Meteora or Radium. It's kind of like it's a longer answer than we have time for. There is no official leaderboard.
There's an unofficial leaderboard on Dune, which is really nice. Kagran created some Dune queries to actually create a leaderboard for points. Well, not really points. It's fees generated, right? And then I think you can also look at it by profitability. So it's a pretty nice tool.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we got 30 minutes left. So gonna have to get back to presentation. So we did this. So here we go. We're going to explain graduation, and I'll even show a demo of this, but you're going to want to scan this code right here. This is the only place to get it. We don't share the forms. That's no, we don't do that. So you have a task, and you need to open one new DLMM position between today, February 16th, and February 23rd. So anytime between those dates. If you opened a position yesterday, that you can't use that for graduation, it will not count. If you did one back in December, that one can't count. It needs to be new as of today. anytime today. You need to LP with a minimum of 100 USD value. So $100 of assets. And that can be any combination. You can use just Sol. You can use just Fart Coin or whatever token you pick, or you can do both. It doesn't matter, but the value of both must equal at least $100. We don't allow stable pairs, USDC, USDT, CBBTC, WBTC, or any Sol LST pair. It's basically tokens that are correlated to each other, right? That they move together in price. So any liquid staking token for Sol is going to move in price with Sol. That's considered a stable pair. So you can't use any of those. So it needs to be a volatile pair.
HMC, I think you might have an old QR code up there. It looks
do?
like it's opening up day 11 instead of day 12.
Oh, shoot. All right. I thought it changed it. Give me just a second, guys. Let me fix this. Sorry about that. Thanks for pointing that out. I could have swore I edited this. Give me just a second, guys. Apologies for that. This is what happens whenever you don't sleep. Where is it?
You couldn't tell by
So
looking at the
if you guys-
QR code that it was the wrong URL?
Huh?
You couldn't tell by looking at the QR code? You couldn't read the QR code?
No. Sorry, guys. I thought I had all this tested and squared away. Apologies for that.
All good, man. All good. Yeah, we got time. So
I have AI agent contact lenses. You don't?
no, I don't.
No.
Seems like we might be heading there
Not
pretty
today.
soon. Like,
Right? Won't
did you
be
ever
long.
did you ever read Johnny Mnemonic, that sci-fi novel back in the day?
I think I watched the movie. That was
Oh yeah.
Keanu Reeves did that movie, right?
Yep, they made a
Yeah.
movie out of it,
Yeah.
augmentation and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Won't be long, man.
Geeklad, someone asked how you use Trench Radar earlier. I don't know if you want to, since we've had a gap, maybe you can mention how you use it.
Yeah, basically, so with Trench Radar will give you a view on what kind of bundling is taking place or took place when the token launched. So basically, all the sniper bots, if the token creator also snipe the token together, and then they've got all these wallets that are grouped together that are doing the sniping. So Trench Radar kind of gives you a good view on, how much they purchased with these bundles, and how much of it they've divested, how much they've sold off from it. So if you see some bundles out there that are holding a large percentage of the total supply, then that means there's still risk of dumping coming from those bundlers.
That's cool. That's what I love about blockchain. Like, it's all out there as opposed to the current system where it's kind of all private proprietary databases. Does it go
Yeah.
back on the chain all the way back, or is it only current issuances?
I think it's only current issuances or issuances from the point that I guess they launched their platform. So,
Cool.
and I think it only works with pump tokens. So they're monitoring and analyzing pump tokens only right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll expand later.
Okay. This should be the correct QR code. Yes, this is recorded. You can always rewatch this, come back, catch the QR code again. So anyway, continuing what we were saying, you must LP for a minimum of 1 hour. and you must close the position for this to work. So after you've earned enough profit, you got to close that position. If you submit an open position, it's not going to count. You have to show at least 5% profit, not 5% in fees. That's something that people will get mixed up on. For example, say you LP'd with $100 and you earned $5 in fees, but the value of your position went down by $10. So now it's worth $95, or it's worth $90, but you've offset by $5. Does that make sense? So you're in a loss. You're not in profit. To overcome $10 loss, you would have to earn at least $15, okay, to have 5% profit. And you have an entire week to do it. So no, you don't have to do it today on a Sunday. We wouldn't expect you to do this just on a Sunday. You've got one whole week to do this. You may not use HawkFi or any other third-party deal managers. That's not allowed. And what do I mean by must complete both days? How do you prove that? Well, if you did yesterday's bootcamp, there was a form for you to submit there. So you need to complete both and submit both. If you already have bootcamp trainee, as we mentioned at the very beginning, if you already have that role in Discord, you're fine. You only need to do today. But yeah, you got to do both days. Here on Discord, no, I said Jupe Soul and Jupe Soul is a stable pair. So it is. I'm sorry if there was some other confusion, but it is indeed a stable pair. So yeah. So
And
what
just
if you
just to clarify a little bit further, right? Stable pair, right? Not necessarily stable token, right?
correct.
So a stable pair is where you've got two tokens that are highly correlated, right? So any LST token, whether it's Jupe Soul, Jito Soul, Blaze Soul, those are all liquid staking tokens, and they're highly correlated with Soul. So if you're in a market that has Soul with any one of those, we consider that a stable pair, and that is not valid for graduation. It has to be a volatile pair.
Yep. Okay. So this question here, what if we open and close multiple times on the same token with different bin sizes for an hour? No, because that's more than one position. You got to do it all in one position. That's creating multiple positions. So you can't combine it. And I'll show you guys how to do this. This here, say make 2% on coin A and 3% net profit on coin B. That's fine. It's the total amount of profit between the two tokens. The profit's profit. Here, if you do a meme coin bid ask and do 5% profit under 1 hour, it does not qualify. That is correct. It does not. Can you change your submission? Yes, you can. Google will let you go in there and change your submission. It should email it to you, a copy of it.
Glad on Simeon's, I think I don't want him to get the wrong impression. You can't add together A and B to get 5%. Like it has to be a single token pair.
Right. So to get a 5%, you can't bid ask Soul on a pair for then the price go down and then close when it comes back. Yes, you can, so long as it's all in the same position. And here,
And you
this
can,
one,
just to add a little bit more color to that, so you can withdraw the liquidity, put it back in a bid ask, right? Do the bid ask flip, right? As long as it's all within the same position.
yeah, you can't
And
close that position.
yeah, you can't close that position, but you can withdraw liquidity from it, add liquidity back into it. You can do any sort of shape of strategy you want, combine multiple strategies if you want, but as long as it's all within one position.
So here, are you allowed to make a hybrid position if the total is? So yes, you can. And actually, so let's say that you did $50 in spot and $50 in bid ask. That's fine. I mean, the grader technically will fail you, but I check all of those for that. If I can see that that's what you're doing, that you added that extra liquidity within a couple minutes of the initial deposit, then I'm going to count it. If you waited 15 minutes before you put the rest of it in, I'm not going to count it. It's got to be obvious to me that that's what you're doing. So yeah, and actually, can you add more liquidity to an already opened position? I think you meant position. Yes, you can. So if you want to compound fees into a position, 100%, you totally can do that. So yeah, actually, let me do a demo of this for funsies. Oops.
Kingsley, yeah, you can add to bring it up to 100, but the 100 needs to be there for more than an hour, right? So you might be better off just starting with 100, but so just be aware.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't start with 100 on any of these, but I am going to withdraw this one. And this stuff is important, guys. When you're looking for your opening transaction, this little button right here will open a soul scan window. Don't copy this right here. If you copy this right here, this URL, and put that in for your graduation form, it's not going to be processed. The grader can't grade that. What we need is this hash right here. And I'm only pointing this out because a lot of people did this last boot camp. It's not normally how we get this information. Okay. I will show you in SoulScan again how this is done. So I am going to go to my wallet and copy my wallet address. I'm going to put that into SoulScan. You guys could see SoulScan, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I
Hey,
searched for
Philip.
my
Maybe zoom in.
Sorry,
on
go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
I searched for my wallet, and here I am. The easiest way to do that is go to the DeFi Activities tab, and then you can see here everywhere whether you've added and removed liquidity. Let's say this is the particular one that I'm looking for. I'm going to copy that signature hash. Now, I want to see if this passes, right? So I'm going to go over to Metlex. I'm going to go to the P&L button. I'm going to paste that transaction into here. Click the rocket to go, and we'll see how this did. Okay. And there's even a handy little Bootcamp checker right here. It's checking 4 different things. Are you using HawkFi or a third-party manager? Nope. So that passes. Initial deposit, I didn't have $100 worth, so no. Did I have 5% P&L? No. Did I have an hour? No. So this one all failed. But it also failed because the position's not closed. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let's withdraw and close. I need to find a winner, actually. That's what I need to do. Let me pull up a winner so you guys see what it looks like. You can
And actually,
click
you can
here.
click the generate P&L button right there and go straight to Metlex.
Well,
Oh, it disappeared now.
it doesn't show the I don't think it shows the Bootcamp checker when you do that. So you've got here, you can click that to take you to that soul scan, that transaction, but I'm going to hit generate my P&L here. And you'll notice that it doesn't show the Bootcamp checker here.
We got to get Alex to fix that.
Yeah, I asked him to. He's just been busy. So anyway, let me pull up a good transaction here. Okay. So here, this is an old transaction, but you see it passed all 4 of these things. It was in there for at least an hour. I had at least 5% profit. I deposited more than $100 to begin with. So all these things look good, right? Obviously, make sure your dates and everything else is correct. Now, this is real handy. You can also copy this again and put that into the form. What you do not want to do is copy the Metlex link. Do not copy the Metlex link and put that in the form. The grader can't grade the Metlex link, and I will not manually grade it. That way, I want the transaction. Don't put in your wallet. Don't put in the account. I want the opening or closing transaction for this position. That's it. We used to ask for the Metlex link. We're not asking for that anymore. That's all you need to do for that. I did put in the form itself all the criteria for graduation and explained everything in there, what I just said. Make sure that everything is correct and it matches. You have a week to complete. Let me go back and reshare the deck. Here. So there's that again. And that should be that. How to see the Bootcamp checker. It's on the P&L tab on metlex.io. Okay. Transaction hash different from signature notes. 2 words for the same thing. It's 2 words for the same thing. So next, and this is the part, the forms won't close until 7 p.m. UTC on February 23rd. I don't even start grading until after the forms close. So don't come and ask, say you did yours today or tomorrow. Don't come in to the Discord on Tuesday and says, where's my roll? If you ask that question, I'll know you weren't listening. I also put that information on the form. So give us some time. We're going to get everything graded as fast as we can. It just takes time because there's a lot of people who do this. Okay. All right. If you graduate, in addition to getting bootcamp training and the LP Army private roles, we'll give you a neat little graduation certificate. It is a compressed NFT. It's just a proof of participation. It has no value. It's not for any airdrop. It's just a cool little thing that you can show your mom so she can be proud of you, or maybe get you a date or something. Who knows? If that works, let me know. But and those do take a little bit of time to come out. I haven't issued last month's yet. I'm about to, but yeah. All right, and the last thing here, just talk about one of the OG sub DAOs on Meteora, the Dead DAO, the Dead LP Army. There's a token Dead. It was created from a fractionalized NFT that's been CTO'd by the Dead community. Just like Win was a fractionalized NFT, same thing with Dead. Dead is also available on Meme33 for staking. So it's another place. It's kind of a chill community. You can find opportunities to LP. They've got a new Discord, tools and channels. They do have NFTs and all of that. You can get information about the Dead from within the Meteora Discord. Just look for the Dead announcements in the Dead LP Army channel. And I believe they will still be giving new bootcamp graduates access for at least a limited time for that. So check that out. Check out the announcements in the Dead DAO. And that's it. Any other questions that we have? Are the NFTs transferable? Yes, it's transferable. You can move it from your trading wallet to your main wallet. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, Bricks, that works. Tell me. I want to know if that works. Don't tell my wife. Oh, how many bootcamp graduates are there so far? There's over 12,000, and that's not counting Turkish guys. Their bootcamp, their week ends today. We have 4 boot camps this month. We're about to get a whole lot more LP Army privates. It's crazy. So this question, there isn't a deadline to join the LP Army. We do boot camps every single month. We're always growing. But as far as this specific boot camp, you have 1 week from today, February 16th. You've got 1 week to watch all the videos, submit the forms, and all of that. Guys, did I miss any other questions? Did I cover everything?
I think you covered it pretty good, but we're gonna hang out to answer more questions in the Discord.
Oh yeah. So right after this, we are going to move to the Meteora Discord and open up the community town hall stage. We will be happy to answer questions. We're not going to answer questions about when is TGE or anything like that. That's got nothing to do with this. What we're doing here, boot camp. There's the code one more time. I'll give you a couple seconds to get that done. We are.
Don't ask HMC when roll, because if you ask him that, he's probably never going to give it to you.
dude, it makes me so upset. Because I get asked the question like 10 billion times every day,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, you didn't listen. You didn't.
I think from now on, you should just make it an automatic fail. If somebody asks you that,
Wow,
fail.
brutal.
I think if you start failing people that ask you that, they're gonna stop. Hopefully, they'll finally stop asking you that. I don't know.
You know, well, it's funny thing is, like, I don't actually want to fail people. I want people to pass.
Yeah.
But I like.
You also want people to listen to what you're saying. They
Yeah.
listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
Right. The point is to take the course, man. So that's what it is. So yeah, there is sadness in my voice. It was the most asked question. Anyway, that's it. We are going to end the stream now. I've got my dead song for that I wrote for the Dead DAO community. So we'll rock out to that as we leave. Someone talked about here Monday action hour. I think you're talking about the LP jams on Mondays. The LP jams as they were on Mondays are really no more. Yusuf, one of our other mods, he is doing something DLM alpha channels. He announces those every now and then. No. Is there any chance? I mean, you could submit a loss. You won't pass. You could submit it. You're wasting your time and my time if you do that. So, and answer this anytime, brother. Anyway, here we go. We're going to end it. Thanks, guys, for coming. Appreciate it. And good luck.
Explorer, fire in his eyes. Under the ice, he flies the prize. Long forgotten in the pools was more than gold or truth. A hidden power deep within. His journey is about to begin. To shatter the token he must, and form an army from the dust. Now called the great janitor, he has become only the handler. Releasing the power inside, the dead army now arise. For this we are bred, to be the army of the dead. Forever it shall be said, I am dead, I am dead. We now spread, wearing the token of the dead. To Jupiter and beyond, the dead token is our bond. Forge ahead in the great booze, using the dead as our tools. For this we are bred, to be the army of the dead. Forever it shall be said, I am dead, I am dead, I am dead. Create new images of power that echo till the final hour. We are the dead here and now, forever dead, this we avow. From the pieces the janitor shatters, the dead army is all that matters. This we are bred, to be the army of the dead. Forever it shall be said, I am dead, I am dead, I am